Howdy y'all, this is Dwight and welcome back to my channel. Well, as we can see by the mostly bare trees there behind me, here in Middle Tennessee, the week before Thanksgiving, we are heading into winter nice and fast. Today, we are at 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the nights we're getting down in the mid to low 30s. And that's what's forecast for the next couple days. Though we do have a couple balmy days, it's supposed to get up to around 60 Fahrenheit. But other than that, it's going to be a little bit on the chilly order. So I thought I would do a video showing how I'm going to attempt to winter my few trees that I have. And I also got some Japanese red maple seeds that I'm going to attempt to see if I can't get anything to sprout. So I honestly ain't got high hopes on that, so but I thought I'd at least share what happens, good or bad. But anyways, to begin with, as we can see, I'm in front of my little small greenhouse here. So I'm going to turn you around and take you inside and give you a look. Okay, I've only got one side open here. I've been having the door closed since, like I mentioned, we've been getting down nice and cold. And as we can see with a quick look around, it's kind of a mess. I have a pallet over here on this corner on top of these bottom support rails. I have a cinder block on this corner, and the other corner I have another pallet with the same. I have it on top of the back rail, of course leaned against, and in the front I have a cinder block because I learned real fast, if we get any wind, this is very light, and it was a good 10-15 feet blown backwards that way. Thankfully it didn't get crushed or blow over anything. And I have not had the chance, unfortunately, to do anything proper to stake it down or anything like that. So I'm just using things with weight to hold it in place for now. And so far so good, because we've had a couple real good windy spells, and it has survived reasonably enough. Of course, obviously in the future I'm wanting to get a couple shelves on each side, along the side, and of course attach it to all the braces. That way I'll have weight to hold this down. Of course, that's obviously a future project. But what we're looking at, I have all my pots. They're just on the ground right now, and as we can see, my maple leaves are turned yellow. They ain't all fell off yet. A few of them have. The two boxwood sprouts that I was going to attempt to root, this one here actually is looking rather well, and this one looks peaked, but it's hanging on so far. And a big old weed I just now noticed. Take that out. So I've got hopes that at least one of them will survive. So time will tell. This cedar so far is doing really well, and I don't remember if I've showed this one or not. I thought all these sprouts was just going to be dead because all the foliage just died and fell off earlier this summer. And if we remember, they was big and tall, so I just went ahead and just trimmed them down and threw them all in the same bucket. Well, here in about a month, they started sprouting and leafing out. So this is actually 3 different of these red berry bushes. I don't know the exact name, but the one that I'm definitely going to keep has this big chunk of dead on it, on the stump. The other 2 I might put in the ground somewheres in a hedgerow. I don't know. I'm not decided on that. And then for well, forsythia, what I call an Easter bush. The Easter bush, it is doing quite nicely, and I've trimmed a piece off and I just threw it in the dirt as well. And so far it's doing good. Easter bushes, from what I've seen, are very hardy and root very easily. So I have high hopes for that. Time will tell, of course. But in the spring, this is going to get a heavy trimming, because I don't want it to be tall and leggy. I'm wanting it to be short. And of course, now this here's another little bush. It's got little red berries that come on it. It's doing okay. This is one that my boy, he wanted to do, and he wanted a taller one. But so far so good on that one as well. Unfortunately, my little small pine, it didn't last. So I doubt that it's going to come back. But other than that, all of these that I had in pots, so far so good. Well, I got a little table, of course, set up here in the back. Onto the Japanese red maple seeds. I got these off the old Jungle website, Amazon. And after I got them, I kind of looked around, and from what I've seen, there wasn't a very high success rate for buying seeds off of there. But they was very inexpensive, so you know what, not much to lose on that. And I am going to attempt to sprout in two different ways. This way right here was what was suggested by the seller. Of course, I wrote the date on when I did this. I've seen some where this is supposed to sprout in the bag in the fridge. Of course, the paper towel has been dampened. So far, it hasn't done anything. If it doesn't do anything over winter, of course, in the spring, I will plant them in soil and just, you know, see what happens. Now, the rest of them, I'm going to go ahead and put in some soil in a pot and let them run through the cycles over winter and see how they do on this. Now, I will say, of course, it's advertised 30 seeds. I got a little over 30, so I have no complaints on, you know, the amount of seeds or anything like that. Just hopefully I will get at least one or two sprouts to see if I can't keep alive. So time will tell on that. Of course, this is just like compost type dirt. Ain't nothing overly special. I will actually set my phone up here, and like I said, ain't nothing special, but I'll show throwing the seeds in there. So one moment. Okay. Now, of course, I've not did anything. I ain't put these in water and soaked them or nothing like that. So in theory, there might be some empty holes in here. I don't know. I'm just, quite honestly, I'm just going for it. So I'm going to dump them there in the bottom of the pot. And to my understanding, just maybe a very minimal layer of dirt on it. Don't want them to struggle if they do decide to sprout. But they do need to be in the dirt just a little bit, if I'm understanding correctly. So basically, just like that. And this soil is damp right now, so I'm not going to throw any extra water on it at the moment. I will give it a little bit of time, and then I will soak it just periodically throughout the winter. And I did see one real good tip on another YouTube channel. I forget off the top of my head, but anyways, to even in a like a greenhouse setting like what I'm attempting here, mice can come in, or little critters, and come in and eat your seeds. So of course I don't have it here with me, but I'm going to get a piece of screen and put on this before I go in back in the house. So I do want to mention I am going to do that. to keep little critters out. So I'm going to have 2 little test plots, so to speak. Trying to do it natural, over winter in the dirt, and I'm just going to keep these in the fridge over winter. Come springtime, I will, if they haven't did anything, I'll bring them out and throw them in a little bit of soil in a pot as well. So this is just kind of an update of what I have going on. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do very many videos of late. Of course, most of y'all watching this know I've been having to take care of my mother. She's been dealing with a health issue, so that has taken up a lot of my time. But I have managed to get my plants in here, and I did want to show that, and I did want to show my attempts at some Japanese red maple seeds. So I do thank everyone for stopping by and watching my video, and until I manage, don't know when, manage to do another video, y'all take care.